Spider-Man Outlaw, Season 1, Episode 20, The Fight for the Tablet of Time, a fanfiction Spider-Man podcast created by Josh Dowd. We start this episode with Kingpin contacting Silvermane. The phone rings and Silvermane picks up and says,
"Hello? This is a private line. Who is this?"
"Why, hello, Silvermane.
What do you want, Fisk? I'm a busy man.
I wanted to settle this little squabble of ours."
Unless you are referring to the tablet pieces you have acquired, I'm not interested.
Oh, but I am.
Okay, well, my time is money. So, what is it you're suggesting?
I'm suggesting you choose your fighter, and I choose mine. We have them battle it out in the ring. The winner gets all of the Tablet of Time pieces.
An interesting proposition. When and where?
I'll contact you when I arrange the details. The only thing you have to worry a pretty little head about is selecting your champion. That is, if you agree to this.
I reluctantly agree. Some relay information, and I want 1 week to train my fighters to get them ready.
How about we make it more interesting? Choose your best 3 fighters.
Okay, but how is that gonna work? Like if you eliminate my 1 fighter, can he continue to the next round?
No, 1 round and 1 week, Silvermane. I'll be in touch with you soon.
Hold up, Fisk. I have questions. I demand to know how many pieces of the tablet you have, and I'll tell you mine.
Fine, 1.
That is what I thought. Damn it.
From your response, I can tell you have acquired all of the pieces, except for 1. You see, Silvermane, you need the 1, and I need the rest. Seems like a fair bet with this fight I'm suggesting. Now, as I said before, I'll be in touch with you soon."
The Kingpin hangs up the phone and calls Smythe into his office, who arrives hovering in his chair.
"You summoned me, sir."
"Yes, I require an update about the new Spider Slayers that you've been making. How are they coming along?"
"Well, it's been a learning curve, but I think I've ironed out all the details and those issues, so we should be ready to launch any day now."
"Very good. I need you to bring me the Omega Drive at once."
"But sir, is that wise? What if that data gets into the hands of our enemies?"
"If such a thing were to happen, I would be able to disable the information on that drive from my computer. Now, do as I say."
Smythe hovers back to his lab and returns with the Omega Drive. For those that don't know, the Omega Drive is Wilson Fisk's personal thumb drive that has a complete database of all the villains that have been created so far and found throughout the city. The program is run by a secret AI computer that catalogs strange occurrences throughout the world.
"Here you go, but I must inquire, what is it that you're looking for?"
"I need to find 3 champions. Silvermane and I have agreed to select 3 fighters and let them box it out in the ring. Winner gets bragging rights and the Tablet of Time."
I can only imagine how many Silvermane has.
"He has all of the pieces, Smythe. Smart thinking, taking a chunk off of the piece that we had before they were taken by that vicious goblin. But when have I ever been someone that just gives things away?"
"Never."
"That's right, Smythe. I want him to earn it. Now, let's see. I'm going to select Benjamin Poindexter, Bullseye.
Good choice.
Next, Mark Raxton. He's Molten Man. And for my final fighter, I'll take Mary Walker. She's just been released from prison. Bring them all to me at once."
Are you sure you want to use Bloody Mary? She can be a bit unpredictable.
"Her name is Typhoid Mary, and yes, I want to win."
I will locate them and bring them all here at once, with force if I must.
First, send a friendly message with a drone. I'm pretty sure I can cajole them all to arrive without being forced to.
Alrighty, if you say so, sir.
We go back to Silvermane and see him calling and choosing his champion. We see him choose Flint Marco, aka Sandman, Lonnie Lincoln, aka Tombstone, and his newly created grandson, Ben Riley, aka the Scarlet Spider. A few days pass, and the Hobgoblin crew, Puck, King, Hollow Eve, and Hobgoblin himself are all together in one of Norman Osborn's secret hideouts. Enough time has gone by to where their faces actually look close to what the Hobgoblin's mask looked like, but each one of their faces still retains a little bit of what they used to look like. Hollow Eve still has her thick eyebrows, King still has his cheekbones, and Puck still has his chicken lips. Hobgoblin says,
Alright, so does everyone understand the plan? I'm hitting the Oscorp warehouse for more weapons.
I'm hitting the First National Bank, so we'll have money.
I'm hitting the stock market so I can cause panic and chaos!
And I got the gold under where the Twin Towers used to be located. Imagine the weapons we could forge once I melt it down.
Very good. Synchronize our watches and remember to wait until everyone is in position. Do you got it? This is a coordinated attack.
Got it, boss.
Understood, boss.
Okay, but try not to take forever.
All right, my court of hobgoblins. No, wait, that doesn't sound right.
Ooh, call us the Frankfurt Four. Get it? 'Cause it's us making fun of the Fantastic Four?
That's really dumb.
Ooh! How about Goblin Destiny?
What? What are we, a boppin'? No, that's horrible.
How about the Hobgoblin Court?
Ooh, I like that. Well, I think that matter is settled. We'll call ourselves the Hobgoblin Court. Are you idiots ready? Let's fly!
They all fly off in different directions and arrive at different times to their location. About an hour goes before Hobgoblin tells the others to start with their plans. We see Hobgoblin Puck work his way underground into the non-working subway station and fly through it. It isn't long before he arrives at the gold and puts a net around it and begins to pull it away. Next we go to the Hobgoblin known as King, and he sends 2 missiles through the front window of the bank. The missiles explode, killing a dozen. We see King also take the life of innocent people fleeing away. As he makes his way up to the bank manager, after seeing a photo of who she was on the wall, he grabs her and flies her up to the bank room, where all the money is being kept, and says, "Okay, here's how this is going to work. You're going to open up the safe for me, and in return, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah, no problem. Please, just don't kill me.
I promise I won't cross my heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye. Trust me, I'm a man of my word." The bank manager opens up the ball, and he hurries up and turns around and goes to run away, but the Hobgoblin shoots him in the head. Too bad I'm not a man. I'm a Hobgoblin now. The Hobgoblin known as King walks up into the safe and starts filling up his Hobgoblin satchel with as much money and jewels that he can carry before fleeing away. Over at the stock market, we see the Hobgoblin, now called Hollow's Eve, arrive and start blowing up any and everything she could find, but only for a couple of minutes, until she got the signal that the other 2 had left, so she began to flee back to base herself. Finally, the original Hobgoblin went looking for more of Norman Osborn's secret. He would manage to hack the network and would learn the other goblin locations that he didn't know about. And he would even see the latest upload video and click it and watch it. When he was done watching the video, he would now know that Norman turned his son, Harry, into the Green Goblin. He was too building an army. We see a few more days pass, and it would now be fight night between Wilson Fisk and Silvermane and their 3 champions. Silvermane was already at the place waiting for Wilson Fisk. It takes about an hour for all the guests to be seated when the announcer finally says,
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated as the event for the evening is about to start. We ask you to please turn off cell phones, don't forget to place your bets, and most importantly, have a fun evening and enjoy the fight. Now shall we get started? Let's get ready to rumble. Ready to rumble.
The crowd cheers.
All right, in the first corner in the red trunks for Team Kingpin.
Kingpin, without a second thought, pulls out a gun and shoots the announcer in the head for using the name Kingpin. Without a beat, the second announcer comes in and says,
Sorry about that, folks. Let's start again. In the first corner in the red trunks for Team Fisk is a man that never misses. Weighing at 209 pounds is Bullseye. Boo! All right. Settle down. And in the second corner in the blue trunks for Team Silvermane, the Breakhouse. He is all muscle, folks. Weighing in at 362 pounds. It's Tombstone.
the crowd cheers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an anything goes kind of fight. First one knocked out wins the match. No weapons are allowed. These fat cats are paid good money, so I want a nice clean fight as much as possible. And if I blow the whistle, you separate. Understood?
I got it.
Understood.
The bell rings and Tombstone charges at Bullseye and pins him on the ground. Without a second thought, Tombstone would bite Bullseye's shoulder and rip skin and muscle out from him, then spit it out on the mat. Tombstone would go and punch Bullseye in the head several times, but Bullseye would turn his head and Tombstone would end up punching a Bluetooth clip in his ear. When he did this, it would release a gas into Tombstone's face and shatter Bullseye's eardrum temporarily, but Tombstone would get off of him.
What the hell was that?
That was Viper's venom.
Hey, the ref said no weapons.
I forgot to take it out of my ear. Sue me.
Bullseye punches Tombstone 3 times around a certain spot.
In a few minutes, you're gonna be knocked out. I took the antidote before the match started. I thought about the battle smartly. You may be bigger, but I'm smarter.
Well, if I only got a few minutes, then I guess I better get to work.
Tombstone would pull back his arm and hit Bullseye with a mighty punch, sending him backwards into the wires around the ring. Before he could recuperate, Tombstone would be right at him, punching him in the face, knocking out his teeth, punching his diaphragm, also causing him to lose his breath and fall to the floor of the ring. Tombstone wouldn't waste a second and would put his leg on Bullseye's back and pose victorious. He would bend over to Bullseye and say,
Better luck next time.
Bruised, broken, and all bloodied up, Bullseye would try to leg sweep him, but he would be too strong. Next, Tombstone would pick up Bullseye with one hand and begin to choke him. But Bullseye would not try to remove his hand from his throat. Instead, he reached his arm back and punched Tombstone 3 times in the same spot that he's been punching him all night. The first punch, nothing happened. The second punch, sparks would fly. And the third punch, Bullseye's fist would glow before landing the blow. In that moment, Tombstone's eyes would roll back into his head, and Bullseye would continue to strike the same spot over and over again. Next, Tombstone would fall to his knees, and he sees Bullseye's fist light up one final time as he knocks Tombstone out.
Pitiful. You thought you could beat me the easy way. It was just a matter of hitting all the pressure points of your body the right way. Better luck next time, chum.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe it. Bullseye proves that he truly is the man that never misses. Winner of the first match, Team Fisk. Don't go anywhere as the next 2 fighters are ready to go. In the left corner, in the blue trunks this time for Team Fisk, is a man made out of lava? Wait, is that right? What the? The other guy's made out of sand. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Well, this is exciting. Sorry, folks, just wanted to confirm what I was reading was true. In the left corner for Team Fisk in the blue trunks, weighing in at what nobody knows, is a man made of molten lava. He goes by the name of Molten Man.
The crowd cheers.
Alrighty, and in the right corner for Team Silvermane in the red trunks, weighing in at what nobody knows is a man made out of sand. He goes by the name Sandman.
The crowd cheers.
Hopefully you placed your bets, because we are about to find out.
Both Sandman and Molten Man enter the ring, and the ref says his spiel.
A man made out of sand? Ha! You gotta be kidding me.
Go ahead and talk your crap all you want. It makes it that much more rewarding for me when I kick your ass.
Ding ding!
The fight drags on to the 5th round. Up until now, it's really been an evenly fought match. With whatever one fighter can throw at the other one, the other can take. Both Kingpin and Silvermane agreed for the 5th round they could use their powers. So the bell would ding and the next round would begin.
I got all day, hothead. Is that the best you got?
That's it. I've had enough. It's time to turn up the heat.
Molten Man blasted Sandman with enough fire to consume the whole ring. The crowd watched and oohed and awed when the flames stopped coming from Molten Man. It showed Sandman was now a man made out of glass. Molten Man would walk forward and shatter the glass version of Sandman and went to walk out of the ring. But as he got to the edge, the sand would start to overwhelm him, causing him not being able to move. The crowd gasped in astonishment at what was happening. They couldn't believe it. In a matter of seconds, in the 5th round, the Sandman would have been turned to glass, destroyed, but then came back and started engulfing the Molten Man. Fire would erupt from him and shoot out from the Sandman as Molten Man's combos, but it would eventually stop, and the fire inside Molten Man would disappear. The crowd would go silent and wait with anticipation. What would happen next? Sandman would remove himself from the Molten Man after confining himself around him for the whole round. He would reform himself on the other side of the ring as the bell rang and wait for Molten Man to do something. But Molten Man was done. He just stood there like a statue, not moving. And after about 2 minutes, the referee declared the match in Sandman's favor. Now Silvermane had 1 win, and Kingpin had 1 win. And it was all gonna come down to the final match. The announcer says,
Whoa! Can you believe that outcome? I know I can't. Just like, wow! We are tied 1-1, which means the fighter that wins the next match wins it for their team. Will the 2 remaining fighters please enter the ring now? On the left is a woman whose personalities have taken a life of their own. Weighing in at 123 pounds for Team Fisk, I give you the woman in the blue shorts, Typhoid Mary!
crowd cheers.
And in the right corner for Team Silvermane in the blue shorts, weighing in at 185 pounds, I give you the Scarlet Spider!
The fighters take their corners when all of a sudden a cage above the ring encloses them inside. Scarlet Spider looks back at Silvermane, who nods his head and gives Ben permission to not hold back to win. Silvermane smirks as the bell rings and the fight begins.
What's this? He's got a Spider-Man on his side.
I don't think that's Spider-Man, but merely a copycat of him.
And what makes you so sure, Smite?
Watch him. He's green, inexperienced. His movement is sloppy.
Typhoid Mary exploded from her corner, fist flying like daggers, while the Scarlet Spider comes out fast, bouncing on the balls of his feet, his red gloves flickering in the arena lights. As Typhoid Mary stalks forward, chin tucked, and her eyes burning with unpredictable fury. But Scarlet Spider, aka Ben Riley, wastes no time. He's precise, sharp, throwing quick jabs that snap Mary's head back. His spider-enhanced reflexes help him bob and weave through her wild, looping hooks. Next, Ben lands a perfect 1-2 combo to her jaw and ribs, making her grunt. As Mary regains her footing, she lunges with a right cross, but Ben slips it and counters with a brutal left hook that staggers her once again, and the crowd erupts. Ben is in control of this round and dancing all around her, scoring points with his sharp technique. Typhoid Mary says,
Come on, clone boy. Let's see if you're tough without your webs.
What the? How does everyone know I'm a clone? Do I smell or something?
She unleashed a fury of punches, her speed unnatural, each jab cutting through the air like blades, causing Ben to duck, pivot, and let her wrists whiz past his chin. Typhoid Mary says,
Get your ass over here and take your beating like a man.
I've been dodging fists my whole life. You're gonna have to do better than that. I'm street brawler fast.
Mary grinned, her eyes glowing with maniac fire. She twisted, leaping off the ropes of the momentum, and came crashing down with a brutal overhand punch that shook the canvas. She said,
How's that for better?
As she got off of Ben, he would get up staggered and the crowd gasping, but he steadied his footing with a spider-like grace. Ben would say,
Okay, points for style, but I'm not here to be your punching bag.
Next, Typhoid Mary lunged again at Ben, aka Scarlet Spider. But when she got to him, she kissed him a long kiss. While this was happening, she scratched his face and punched him in the groin. Ben falls down from the dirty shot taken, and the bell rings. End of round 1. Mary raised her gloves, laughing, while Ben sat in the corner breathing hard. He thought to himself,
She hits like a wrecking ball, but she's burning herself out. Round 2 is gonna be mine.
The bell rings and round 2 begins. Mary bolts forward again, wild and vicious. Her other personality that she has switched to is now more violent and surfacing at this time. She's now calculated feral. She cuts off the ring, forcing Ben into the ropes. With a brutal flurry of hooks to his body, uppercuts to his chin that rattle him to the core. As he covers up, blocking, trying to slip away, she throws a hard, vicarious left jab into his liver, causing Ben to stumble back, winded. Mary lays off him and smirks through her mouth guard, then lands a savage right hook that opens up a cut above Ben's eye. Her eyes are cold, laser-focused now. She walks him down, battering his arms, body, and head until he falls on her, and the ref blows the whistle. It looks like it's over for Ben. As the ref breaks them up, he sends them back to their corners. Scarlet Spider, aka Ben Riley, then spits out blood from his mouth. Over across in the other corner, we see Typhoid Mary is bruised, breathing hard, but determined. The bell rings to finish round 2, and Mary comes in aggressive. Again, sensing weakness, she throws a wild overhand right, but Ben ducks under and slams a counter uppercut to her chin. With Ben's eyes narrowed, the spider in him wakes up. He steps forward with a devastating combo. A jab, then a cross, then a left hook and a right hook, and Mary staggers, arms dropping. Ben sidesteps and feints left, then throws a spinning right hook with all of his strength, and bam! It lands. Typhoid Mary says,
This round ends with you face first on the mat.
Wait, with your face first into the mat? Okay, well, if that's what you want.
Ben slipped past her and hit her with the right hook, answering with a lightning-quick 1-2 combo. The impact echoed like firecrackers, and Mary staggered again, but instead of retreating, she laughed and wiped the blood off of her lip, saying,
That's it. Hit me harder, Spider Boy.
Ben narrowed his eyes, bouncing back and forth on his feet. He said,
You want harder? Fine, I won't hold back anymore.
He surged forward and ducked another haymaker and unleashed a spinning back fist so fast that the crowd gasped. Typhoid Mary reeled, stumbling into the ropes, saying,
Lucky.
Before she could recover, Ben leapt off of his back foot, delivering a Superman punch that crashed into her jaw. The shock wave rattled the ring post, and the crowd erupted. Mary's knees buckled, and she tried to rise, clutching the ropes. She would say,
I'm not done.
Ben would raise his gloves and say,
Yeah, you are.
He finished with a clean uppercut that lifted her off of her feet for a split second before she came crashing into the canvas. The ref began to count, and the crowd would scream in awe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She's out.
The bell rang.
Winner by knockout in the second round of his match, Ben Riley.
Ben dropped his glove, sweet gleaming underneath the lights. He glanced at Mary, medics rushing to her side, and spoke to himself, saying,
Sorry, Mary. I fight to protect, not to destroy.
The crowd chanted his name as he raised his fist into the air. He wasn't just a boxer, but also a hero in the ring.